Okay, I know I look like shit, yes.
What did you name?
I don't know. I know I look like complete shit. My hair is a mess. My voice is shaky, but that's because I've been sick. But let some light in here. It's always dark in my room. Sorry, y'all. Okay, that's it. Makes me not start. Okay, but sure. But back to what I was saying is, kind of look like crap today. Voice kind of sounds like crap because I've been sick. I'm just not getting my son over strep throat and a double ear infection. My husband strep throat, and I have finally caught it. But that is not what I'm here to talk about. Okay. I've been asked a lot over the course of my life about where I get my nails done. If y'all haven't noticed, normally in most of my videos I do have my nails. But I do not get my nails done. I buy my nails and do them myself. So, there have been times where people have paid me to do their nails because I do my nails so good that no one notices that they're not professionally done, and I use the kind that are the most accurate looking, and they have the same groove in them and all of that, so it looks just like a natural manicure. Now, I don't charge when people do that. Everyone that's offered me money, I haven't taken it. I just like to do nails. That's just who I am. I like to make people feel good. If having their nails done does that, then that's what I do. Sorry, y'all. I've got to get a cough drop. My throat's killing me. And I just done my nails, if y'all wondering why I didn't open that with my nails. Now, I can still talk with this. Okay. So people asked, how do I keep from getting glue to where you can tell that it's not normal? The best thing to help keep the glue is a Q-tip, because if glue is coming down, you can easily just, I'll show you. You can easily just take it and just wipe it. And if it's still fresh, then it's not going to show it. And even though 99% of the nails come with glue, I always, sorry about that, I always use this kind. The Kiss brand and the Maximum Speed nail glue. Just because it sticks better and it lasts longer. Like, I'm doing my nails again after 3 weeks, and in between that time, none of my nails fell off. So that's why I use that brand, because it lasts longer than the normal brand, and also because it's clear and not pink. I like having nails, and I like doing nails, and I like all of that. I mean, I spend like $7 at Walmart on nails. Right, $1 or $2 on the glue. So I'm not spending like $35, $45 at a salon or a nail place to get my nails done. And I get the same results as I would at a salon. And I mean, I've never had anyone notice that they wasn't professional done. So that's why I've never done professional. I mean, if no one thinks that they're not professional, then why go to a professional salon when I can just have it look natural and normal and pay a lot less. Okay, on with that. As a lot of y'all know, I posted a video not too long ago about what I should do, and it was in regards of my twin sister and her divorce from my brother-in-law. I did finally decide what I should do, and I have decided to stay out of it. I don't feel like it's something I should be involved in because she made her bed, she can lay in it, and mainly because as much as she's my sister, I'm having to decide on my brother-in-law. Which I know I might get hated on for this because I am siding on his side and not hers, but I'm going to elaborate why. Okay. My brother-in-law and my sister met when my nephew was 2 weeks old, which is the child that's not his, my nephew Braden. He has taken care of him since he was 2 weeks old, and all of that. Sperm donor wasn't in the picture, and instantly started denying my nephew not long after he was born, and my sister had to go and have a paternity test done through the court. After the paternity test was done, and it proved that he was the father, DHR, or I can't remember who they went through. I don't know if it was DHR. I think it was. Well, they automatically put him on child support. Sometimes he would pay, sometimes he wouldn't. Sometimes he would quit his job so he wouldn't have to pay. They done this when my nephew was a year old. And he never asked to see him. He never wanted anything to do with him. He always said he didn't want to be around him. He didn't want to be in his life. So my brother-in-law took on the dad figure. And that's who my nephew called dad. That's who he's known as his dad since he was a baby. If y'all have seen my videos, y'all know I've been through the similar thing, except for mine is 7.5 years now, well, almost 7 years, and my son doesn't know any different. So there's a difference in mine and hers. Mine is my son doesn't know. As far as he knows, his dad that he calls dad is his dad. And he's adopted, so he has his last name, so he'll never know that he isn't unless he gets older and he asks that question. A lot of people say that I should tell him the truth, but telling him the truth would mean telling him that his biological dad was abusive. And I don't want my son to feel like he's the reason that his biological dad was that way. So, unless he asked, I'm not going to tell. And so, since my brother-in-law has been in, and I'm going to sit on the floor because my stomach's been hurting with my endometriosis, and for some reason sitting on the floor helps more than anything, and I don't know why. But so since I'm more experienced on this stuff, I told her she shouldn't do the DNA test because she knows he's the dad. We know he's the dad. There was no doubt that he was the dad. Her reasoning for doing the DNA test was to shut his family up because they kept denying my nephew. But even after the DNA test, they didn't have anything to do with him, so in the end, there was really no reason to do it. And my brother-in-law wanted to adopt my nephew. But because she done the DNA test and proved that his father was Doug, and he's paid child support on and off, and when he didn't pay it and he done taxes, they took his taxes and paid however much he was behind. So, because he's paying and he's caught up and he's not behind, my brother-in-law couldn't adopt. Because by law, if he's doing, even if he doesn't see him, if he's paying, then he's doing his dues. So, my brother-in-law couldn't adopt. As much as he wanted to, he couldn't. As y'all all know, my sister has another child, a second child, Jackson, who is my brother-in-law's child. And he's never treated Braden different than Jackson, and ever, as long as they've been together. Jackson came along when Braden was almost 3, so he's not treated Braden any different than he did Jackson. Jackson isn't even a year old yet. So, I sided with my brother-in-law because I witnessed firsthand their relationship, and I witnessed how mean my sister was to him, and how much she downed him, and how much she was mean to him. Like, if I ever would have said the stuff that she said to him to my husband wouldn't be here. He put up with a lot from my sister. And I myself told him he should leave her, that he deserved better. And he did deserve better. I mean, there was 1,000 times that she would tell him, I'm done, I don't want to be with you. If you're going to go fishing, then I don't want to be with you. If you're going to go play soccer, I don't want to be with you. This man worked his ass off during the week to bring in money for you, Braden, and Jackson. Put a roof over your head, food in the refrigerator. You have a nice car. There is nothing you should complain about. He just got her a new car before she left him, a 2011 car. And even though the car is in his name, he let my sister take it when she left, which is nicer than most. He has the car back now, and that is because even though the car is in his name, the lien holder is a totally different person. The lien holder is his friend and also the person that he rented his trailer from, and he just thought it would be best to get the car back until the divorce was finalized. Now, everyone knows that in a divorce, if you have more than one vehicle, the other person gets the vehicle. Justin has decided that he'll let her have the newer vehicle because she has Braden and Jackson. But their problem started after Braden's dad decided to come in the picture. Now, Braden's dad didn't decide to come in the picture till my sister told him that when he started school, she was going to tell him the truth. Because Braden's last name is Haynes and Tanya's last name was Johnson, so he would connect it. After she told him that she was going to tell my nephew when he started kindergarten the truth, he decided he wanted to be involved. So for like 3 months, he was there. He saw him every Sunday from 12 to 2. He was allowed to call him, but not after 9 o'clock. One night he had called my nephew, and he was drunk, and he was driving. So my sister wouldn't let him talk to him, and she actually got on to him about it because you're drunk and you're driving. So the next day he decided, oh, well, I don't want to have anything to do with him. I don't want to have anything to do with you. I don't have to take your crap. And he disappeared. In between that time, the 3 months he was there, he told my sister he still had feelings for her. And my brother-in-law thought that was crossing the line, and my sister should have told him that that was crossing the line. I told her that she should have told him that that was crossing the line. But she didn't. And then it went on to, he was bashing Justin. And I didn't feel like he had the right to. Justin's taking care of your kids, taking care of your kid, supporting your kid, and all of that. So, in my mind, he don't have any right to bash my brother-in-law, period, at all. And in the beginning, my sister wouldn't put a stop to it because she was worried he'd quit seeing Braden. And, of course, this caused friction between her and my brother-in-law, and friction between me and her because I sided with him. But that's because that's who I should side with. If you're not going to tell him that he's crossing the line, and he shouldn't be talking about your husband like that because your husband's the one that's been raising the child, then I have to side with the one that's being hurt in the process. Eventually she told him he was crossing the line. But it took a lot before she did. He went as far as calling my brother-in-law a bitch. And saying all kind of stuff about him that shouldn't have been said. It went as far as saying that he was trying to he was trying to interfere with the relationship with Doug and Braden, which he wasn't. He didn't stop the relationship. He didn't say you couldn't see him. No, he didn't go to the meetings because he just felt like because Doug was down in him that he shouldn't be around him. And I stood up for him with that. I told her that Doug should sit down and talk to Justin, and Justin was open to that. But Doug was not, and Tanya sided with Doug. So, again, friction. Well, Doug dipped out. Justin stayed just like he normally does. When I was in BHU, and my sister done what she done, Justin sided with us. He thought that it wasn't right, that she shouldn't have done what she done. And that made her mad. And she didn't say that that's why she left him. She said it was because he was going fishing. But I know it was because he sided with us. After they split up, Brayden asked when he was going to see Daddy. And Justin said, whenever your mom lets me. He's asked 1,000 times, is he going to still see Brayden even though they're divorcing? And she said, as long as it doesn't interfere with Doug's visitation. When Doug found out that Tanya and Justin were split up, he decided to come back in the picture. In all aspects, I think Justin should still be allowed to see Brayden. I think he should be allowed to get him and spend time with him when he has Jackson also, because they're brothers, and that's not going to change, and Justin's not going to change as Brayden's dad. I mean, that's just, you can't change that. Brayden looks to him as dad, and you shouldn't stop that relationship just because y'all are divorcing. And I feel bad for him because he hasn't seen my nephew since they divorced. Brayden, he hasn't seen Brayden. He gets Jackson every other weekend, and he's heartbroken that he doesn't get to see Brayden. And he'll message my husband like, I know Tabitha would never do this to you if y'all split up. I know she would make sure you saw your son. I can't believe she won't let me see Brayden. I want to see Brayden. I want to see my other son. And that upsets me. It pisses me off. It irritates me. And it makes me very angry. Even though I don't talk to her, she knows how I feel. I haven't let it not known. And other family members have told her that I haven't let it known. And I don't care that she knows. Because even though they're divorcing, I loved my brother-in-law. He was the best thing to ever happen to my sister.
Mom,
And
what is a baronet?
white and orange and then purple eyes.
No.
No, then.
Wait.
Sorry, y'all.
It's this tire.
Black.
Yeah, but I don't know what's that. Batman.
I mean,
Bat and
even though they're divorcing doesn't mean I should stop my relationship with my brother-in-law because
Lime.
because he's my brother-in-law no matter what. He's my nephew's dad, and because I don't have a relationship with my twin sister, I can go through him to see my nephew. And he does. He lets me see Jackson. He just doesn't tell Tanya, which I'm okay with. When him and Tanya were together, me and Justin's family didn't get along. And that's because I would always stand up for her if they talked bad about her. But now that they're divorced, or divorcing, me and his family get along fine. I've apologized to them for the way I've acted towards them over the years. They knew it was because I was just standing up for her, and they know what she done to me, and they also believe that it wasn't right. They've seen me as a mom over the 3.5 years that they were together, so they know as well as anybody else that I'm not an unfit mom. They also believe she should get help. And I believe that too. Sorry. even though I get to see Jackson. I do not get to see Brayden. And that's hard on me because sorry. Sorry, I don't like my son seeing me cry. Sorry. Even though I get to see Jackson, I don't get to see Brayden, and that's hard on me because I have a really close relationship with Brayden. And that stems from being in the delivery room when he was born, cutting the umbilical cord when he was born, and getting to hand him to Tanya after she had him. I've always been in his life. I've always got him. I've always seen him, and this will be the first time that I haven't. I haven't seen him since before I left to go to BHU. I haven't seen him in 4 months. And I was hoping that she would let Justin see him so I could see him just like I do with Jackson. But so far she hasn't. Justin said that he's talked to him on the phone. And he'll ask if he can see Aunt Tabby and Christian. And when Justin says, yeah, and tells him that Aunt Tabby loves him, she'll yank the phone away. And tell him not to say that stuff. And that hurts. And it hurts that she won't let him tell him that I love him. If anybody tries to tell him I love him, she'll stop the conversation. Whether it's him, whether it's my older sister, whether it's my aunts. And I feel like she has no right to be mad at me. I have every right to be mad at her, but she has no right to be mad at me. I didn't do anything to her. She done it to me. She tried to take my child. Not the other way around. And I shouldn't be punished for her actions, and I shouldn't not be able to tell my nephew that I love him, that I miss him, and that I want to see him. So I have to side with my brother-in-law because he's doing everything right, and she's doing everything wrong. Since the divorce or the separation, she has told my nephew that Justin isn't his dad, and that Doug is. And she's changing Brayden's last name to Doug's last name, and that hurts because he's not even been there. I mean, 3 months, then disappears, and only comes back when you get divorced. He shouldn't have the right to have my nephew have his last name. And she knows, if she was talking to me, that I would not let that happen. I think that he should be in my nephew's life for at least a full year before changing his name. Because once you change his name, you're giving him rights. As in, he can get him over the night, he can get him over the weekend, and he's not been around my nephew long enough to know how to handle him overnight. And, I know this video started out with me talking about my nails, but I really needed to talk about this also. So, if you watch this video and comment below if you think that I'm in the wrong for siding with him, or if I'm in the right for siding with the one that is getting hurt in this process and tried everything to keep the relationship and begged her not to leave, told her he would do anything if she stayed with him. So, comment below with what you think is the right thing, if I'm doing the right thing, or if I'm doing the wrong thing. Thanks.